chasing it for me. James 1 and 17. James 1 and 17. I love this verse. It's a superlative. Somebody say every good gift.
Every good gift.
And somebody say every perfect gift.
Every perfect
That's all of them. There aren't any left. If they're good or perfect, there they are.
And they come down from the Father of lights, right, from above. And there's no variableness or shadow of turning in him. He is consistent and he is faithful. Amen. And so I want to learn how to thank him, and I want to learn how to connect with him, and I want to learn how to bless him and let him bless me. So how can we do a good job, better job of being thankful? Step one, practice giving thanks. Huh? When's the last time you went up to somebody and said, hey, you know what, I just want to tell you, thank you for being a good friend. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for praying for me. Thank you for the other day when you helped me out. Just thank you. That's all. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, right? I'm practicing just saying thank you or giving thanks. And in the process, I don't know about you, but I honestly will tell you that whenever I try to bless somebody or help somebody or be thankful toward somebody, I always feel like I'm doing it toward God. Does anybody else feel that way? I do. I feel like when I can bless somebody, when I can help somebody, I feel like I'm doing it. Jesus said, if you've done it to the least, you've done it to me, right? So practice giving thanks, right? Here's another one. This is a little more challenging, but it's something, and we talked about endurance this morning at 9:30. It's something that really will make the difference. Express gratitude regardless of your situation. The Bible says in all things, in everything, give thanks, right? It doesn't say for it. It says in it. You get the difference?
Yeah.
Right? I had a car wreck. Why would I give thanks for that? Well, you're alive, right? God protected. Could it have been worse? Yes, right? Who knows? There are so many what ifs that are a part of that. But I can, and when I do that, it puts me in a position where it's almost like I'm actively pushing away from the potential for bitterness to come in my life. So I would ask you the question, right? What's going to stop me from doing this? And I want to cut that off. Express gratitude. No matter what the situation is. All right? Next one. And this one is a little easier, but sometimes maybe we don't think about it. But you can give God thanks and praise when everything's going well. Right? I hate to wait until things get so bad that I have to say, oh, Jesus, help me, or get me out of this mess, or do whatever you got to do with me. When everything's going great and it's just an average day and there's no problem and there's nothing else bad is going on, it feels so good just to say, Lord, I just want to thank you today. I just want to let you know how thankful I am. And even more so, what if you called somebody or texted somebody out of the blue and said, hey, you know what? I just was thinking about you today. That's all. Want you to know I love you. Want you to know that I appreciate you, right? And you're expressing gratitude and thankfulness, and that makes a big difference. Somebody say amen. Amen. Another way to be thankful, right? Learning how to have the ability, we talked this morning about seeing that we are, Hebrews 12:1, seeing that we are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses. One way that I can learn to be more thankful is that I can learn to see how bad experiences can ultimately produce good outcomes. And that connects to the all things work together for good, right? But if I remember a message that I heard Scott Graham preach, and it really touched my heart. He told the story at the beginning of it of a friend of his, an old elderly gentleman who was driving somewhere one day, and I think he passed out at the wheel. He was driving down the expressway. And the way he tells the story is his car, based on what the police had told him afterwards, drifted into the median, came across the median, drifted up into oncoming traffic, drifted out into the shoulder from the oncoming traffic side, into a field where ultimately his vehicle hit a fence and stopped the vehicle. He wasn't thankfully going at that point fast enough that it was fatal. And he did get hurt, and he had some bumps and some bruises and maybe even a broken bone, I don't remember. But when Scott said he talked to the man and he reiterated the story, the comment that he made to him when it was over with is that You know, only survivors feel pain. Right?
Wow.
So sometimes when I'm hurting, but you're a survivor. You know, I got a little limp here, you know, right? The Bible says God touched, you know, Jacob, and he walked the rest of his life with a limp. But every time you saw that man walk, you'd think to yourself, or he thought to himself, you know what, this is just the hand of God, man. Can I characterize it like that? I can take a bad situation and I can see that it's going to produce a good outcome. How about, I got two more. How can I learn how to be more thankful? Just figuring out how to weave gratitude into my interaction with other people. There's a quote from Rick Warren here that says to appreciate means to raise in value. Appreciation. I got a house, it appreciates. I got a car, it depreciates. You know what? When I share gratitude towards someone and I appreciate them, have you ever thought about it before? Hey, I appreciate you. You know what you're actually maybe doing? Maybe you are appreciating them. Nobody in this room doesn't appreciate the fact that somebody could come along and say, hey, thank you. Just thank you. You wouldn't even know if somebody walked past you one day and just looked at you and said, thank you, and walked out, wouldn't even entertain a conversation. You'd be like, what? What does that mean? What do I do? But it appreciates, something rises up in us, right? Make it a regular practice. I'm trying to add value to somebody's life. Think of yourself as someone in whom God has made the ultimate investment. And that through you can make an investment in others. It's powerful. Last thing, I've got one more, this is it. And realize and be like self-aware that when you are an expresser of thanks or gratitude, whatever you want to call it, that you're recognizing that there is a strength that you're receiving in that. I've quoted a friend of mine from Georgia a few times. He always used to say, I love to give because it makes me feel good. And you know the truth of the matter is when we express thanks and when we engage and appreciate, it makes you feel good. It makes you feel better. If any of the stuff on that slide is true, and I believe a lot of it is, I really do, I see myself in a different frame of mind. I have the ability to love, and I have the ability to be thankful, and I have the ability to appreciate. And when you do those things, it makes a difference in me. Can you say amen? Good. So let's do the tag team now. So now, just another quick shot on the topic of thankfulness. Ladies and gentlemen, Sister Nancy. I don't remember if I got a hand or not earlier. Let me know if you thought I did a really good job. Perfect. Okay, that's good. Right. Sister Nancy.
All right. So, that was good, Pastor.
Thank you, appreciate it. She just appreciated me.
I do. I hope you're valuing it. But I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to teach you how to be unthankful. How about that? So let's play just a little game. If I say hot, what's the opposite?
Cold.
Up,
Down.
stand,
Lay down.
thankful,
Unthankful.
grumbling, complaining, whining. We all have blessings in our life, don't we? But what we do a lot of times is complain, whine, and grumble. Grumbling and complaining has become a number one problem in the church. Lord have mercy. And we got the most to be thankful for. It has become a national pastime in our nation. Many people and many churches feel like it's not only their right, but their responsibility to complain about anything they don't like. I don't like the music. It's not my style. It's too loud. I don't like the way she plays the
That's Jen's fault
keyboard.
too, by the way. Sorry, Jen.
Pastor preaches way too long. And the list goes on. Grumbling and complaining is like weeding a garden. Anybody ever had a garden? You have. Well, weeds come up in a crack in my concrete. I, for the life of me, cannot understand that. But we have a crack and the weeds will come up. And that's what happens in a garden. And we get out there and we pull them up and we think, well, I took care of that little thing. And guess what? 3 days later, there's a little green sprout. There it is. It's a constant thing that we have to weed and tend to. In the church, one of the most powerful sins that seem to come up and strangle the church is this critical, grumbling, negative spirit. Now, I want you to listen to this. This was powerful. What I mean by critical, grumbling spirit is when the goodness of God is right in front of you. When God is blessing you, when He's present, when He's caring for you, and all you can do is focus on the things you don't have or want, and you can't stop and thank God for what you have. That is a grumbling spirit. This kind of spirit will destroy a church. It poisons a home. It crushes a marriage. It makes a workplace unbearable. There are so many things we could be thankful for, but we get fixated on what we don't have and what we want, and we complain and grumble. We have great blessings right in front of us, but we just can't seem to see it. This happens in our churches, in our homes, in our schools, in our workplaces. So now that you know what it is, I'm going to tell you how to be unthankful. Get out your pens and pencils. You're going to want to take notes. First of all, to be unthankful, keep a journal. No matter how minute, keep track of everything that bugs you. Write it down. I know some of you already do. Don't act like you think this is funny, because you do it. We all have pet peeves. If you write these annoyances down, you'll keep up with them better. Try to write down 3 or 4 things every day that irritate you.
Whoa.
Some of you could probably come up with more. Now, next, set aside a time daily to ponder what others do that bug you. Just set aside a time every day and think about Elliot and things that bug me about it.
Sorry, dude.
When you find yourself accidentally happy, take out that journal
Look out.
and review it. And then you won't forget all the things that annoy you, that make you unthankful. The second thing, use negative words.
Whoa.
Whenever you can, language matters. So be mindful of the adjectives you use. The more strongly you label things, the better you're able to cultivate a grumbling spirit. Use words like horrible, ugly, bad, irritating, stupid. Those are great words if you're going to be a complainer and a grumbler. These are great adjectives. 3, be constantly distracted. Now listen to this. Thankful people which we're not. We're learning about unthankful. But thankful people usually can't or they refuse to remember bad stuff that's happened in the past. The nerve of them. They don't worry enough about all the awful things that could happen in the future. If you want to be an A+ complainer, you have to be a multitasker. Don't waste your time by simply enjoying a meal with your family, but entertain yourself constantly by looking at your phone and watching TV.
Oh.
Now, this could be a pet peeve of mine. Growing up, my mom, it was important for her that we ate together as a family. I don't even know that that happens a lot anymore at homes. But that was very important to her. But we have gone to a restaurant before, and there'll be people, and everyone at the table is on their phone. No one is looking at each other. No one is communicating. The kids, mom and dad, everyone's looking at their phone. If you give yourself too much time to focus on the good stuff happening around you all the time, you'll miss out on the potential threats on the horizon or the bad stuff you've already experienced.
Right.
The next one. Focus on yourself when you pray. Use your prayer time to get what you want.
Look out.
Praising God for who He is will waste your time because He already knows how He is. So you don't have to tell me, He knows.
Right.
I gotta spend that time talking about me and what I want and what I need. He doesn't need you blabbering on about all that stuff. Instead, remind him of everything you want that you don't have. The fifth one. Don't be getting up and leaving on this one. Let your health deteriorate. Thanksgiving and physical health tend to work together. Healthy people are usually grateful and positive. Then the positivity tends to just lead to healthy decisions. It's a vicious, time-wasting circle. Make sure you're never getting all of the sleep you need. When you're tired, you get anxious. Anxiety is like steroids for complainers. So let's neglect your health. Let's eat what we want. Don't sleep. Kids eat way too much sugar. Let's all just do this if we want to be unthankful, because it all ties together. Exercise is pure poison. You get endorphins when you exercise. Those positive chemicals in your body prevent you from recognizing the awful realities of the world. You can't afford to let anything stand in the way of that. No exercise. No sleep. Eat what you want. Don't care about your health. Because these things will make you unthankful. Now, I know this was a little comical, but it is the truth. And it is exactly what we do. Not all the time. But if we're not careful, the unthankfulness will creep into our life. And this was a dramatized version of it. But everything in here is what we do at times.
Yes, it is.
I want to have a thankful heart.
Jesus.
And sometimes I'm telling you, in the world we live in, it is hard sometimes. It is hard to say nice things when you want to belt somebody. It is. I do know that. I know y'all think I'm sweet, but sometimes. But we live in a world that pretty much describes what I just talked about. In fact, that is the world we live in. And we as Christians, if we want to stand out, and if we want to be different, and if we want to people to notice us, try a little thankfulness. Because I'm telling you, we don't have it in this world today. Not at all. I'm so thankful for people who come, who get up on a Sunday morning, get dressed. Some of you drive a long way to come to church. And I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful people take the time out of your busy schedules, and we're all busy, to come and do His will, to go out during the week and visit people and help people and pray for people and do things that are good to people. We learned about goodness today in our class. We're on the fruits of the Spirit, and today was goodness. Do good things. That's who we are, or that's who we should be. Anyway, this week is a week of Thanksgiving. And you've got family, you've got friends, be thankful. You may not have everything you want, but I know everyone here has everything you need.
Amen.
I don't see anybody starving or without nice clothes on. We have a lot to be thankful.
Amen.
And just this whole season, and we shouldn't just do it during the season. I love that Christmas song. Why can't every day be like Christmas? Why can't this feeling flow endlessly? For if every day were just like Christmas, what a wonderful world this would be. We're grateful at Christmas. We're happy. We're excited. We're nice. We do stuff for people. But we should be doing it all the time. That's who we are. Anyway, you guys have a great Thanksgiving week.
Why don't you stand there?